And now, the Becky and Papa Weekly Podcast.
Very flowery.
Big D and Papa, they have a show 5 days a week, but they don't get to say everything that's on their minds. So they have an extra
You don't like that
one,
one, Carson?
It's not.
and that's how we
It's
get
not
the
hitting.
podcast. The podcast. The podcast.
I'm just trying to get my
The
coffee.
Big D
Shut
and Papa
up.
Weekly Podcast.
Boy, that's a tough one there, bud.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie,
that-
it's a.
Oh, we got it
I
out
know
of the way.
you don't have any choice. That's just a.
It's
Yeah.
random, completely,
Yep.
totally random. We don't know the genre of the podcast theme from week to week. Kelly Sutton is here with us.
Hi.
Yeah, we never know. It's always a surprise.
It's pretty good though. Do you like that?
So sometimes it could be
Wow.
death metal, sometimes it could be death metal polka. I mean, or that.
You know what though? That just set the tone. Like this is going to be fun, flowery, right?
We can only go up from there.
that's she, for all I know, that girl has a record label
She probably
deal. She just signed and.
her dad funds it though.
Oh, wow. God. Boy, you hear all the rumors. You hear the rumors about, well, the only reason that is because her dad bought $500,000 worth of albums
Maybe.
and it made it man, it's so sketch.
It's my favorite thing to
Dude.
get on Google and trace where people's parents and grandparents were in the industry, because inevitably they have some.
There is a lot of that, like the whole nepotism thing, and it's not just in acting and TV and all that. It is in music as well.
No, it's also the world.
yeah.
It is
Yeah.
straight up the world.
Yeah, I mean, my dad, I am kind of a nepo baby because my dad plays music in Hanover, Indiana on Thursday nights. So just to let everybody, I'm just going to come clean and let everybody know.
Okay.
Like,
At the supper club?
no, it's at his house, but
Oh, at
he
his
invites
house.
people over, and
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's like the Sutton Music Hour now. So
Look, man.
Is that what he did for a living?
no, he built houses.
A contractor?
Yeah, Sutton Builders. I thought my name was Sutton Builders, Kelly Sutton Builders, for a long time because that's how we answered the phone.
Something builders.
Yeah, Sutton Builders. So
It's like a hyphenated name.
yeah,
Now, I
Very
was
British of
Was
you.
your house, did it always have stuff that needed fixing?
for sure, 100% still does.
Isn't that
Still
weird?
does.
It's like the people
Yeah.
who do that don't do it at their own place.
He was busy. He had other things to do.
So the last thing he wants to do when he goes home is to fix things.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
What'd your
yeah.
mom do?
My mom is still working full time. She is an activities coordinator at a living facility. So like
So she's
She put-
Julie from the Love Boat.
she's a
for-
party planner for rich old people. Yep.
Okay, all
Mhm.
right.
That's what she
Oh.
does. It's a
Ooh.
thing. They
I like
go,
that job.
listen, I'm telling you, this is the gig. She goes out and takes them to wine tastings, or we're going to go out shopping this weekend, or, today we're playing bingo. I don't know. It's always something fun. But yeah.
I
they're-
think I could get into bingo.
yeah.
It's easy to make
I
fun
used
of
to
it. and
call
stuff.
it.
It
Yeah.
is exhilarating when
I
you
used to
get
call
close.
bingo.
You did?
Yeah, I had the big hopper, and we would turn.
Is that what that's called?
Yeah, it's a
I
hopper.
didn't even know what that was called.
Yeah, I had the hopper, and we'd turn it, and you pull out a number. Well, you didn't have to pull it out because ours was like super highfalutin. You hit the little button, and it would drop a ball down, and you pick it up, and you go in 40, and then all the old people would go because the number 40.
Like farty.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, they all do it.
When
So
he
you'd
told
have
me that
this-
story too, I was like, I don't get it.
I don't get it
Just
at all.
yeah, because you're not
I thought
80.
they were just mad that they didn't have 40 on their bingo
I
card.
thought they were just old and having
No.
problems, so I wasn't really sure.
They were. I mean, it depends. Boom, boom.
Oh, boy.
All right. Never trust a
This
shark.
was the podcast.
Kelly, did you know?
So great.
Did you know that the product that he just referenced, what do you call it?
Depends.
Nope.
Is it depend?
Yes,
Yep.
there is no S.
There's no S?
Nope.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Oh, is this a Berenstain Bears kind
Yes.
of thing?
Yes,
I think
it is.
it's the
Oh,
most.
God, what is that called?
Berenstain Bears kind of thing.
Mandela.
Mandela effect.
I almost said the
Yeah.
Manuela effect.
I'm like that guy who was in prison.
Right?
I saw a commercial
That's
one day,
crazy. I
like
thought it was Depends.
I watch a lot of shows where they advertise on, and it comes on and it
Target
says,
demo.
and try some today with Depend. And I was like, wow, how do they leave the S off that? It was a bad edit. Or they, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I start looking it up. No, it's Depend. The product is called Depend. It's not Depends. There's no S.
But that feels like it would just be one in a package. Just one single. Singular.
Depend. I mean, we did a whole thing on the air about it. Depend.
That's so crazy.
Underwear. Okay, underwear, not diapers.
I thought you were going to say
Diapers?
diet underwear.
Yep, here it is. Depend. I'm looking at it. The actual package of it just says Depend.
You're looking at your package?
Man, those things really mess with me because like the Berenstain Bears,
Which one is it for you?
I always thought it was Berenstain, the Berenstain Bears.
I thought so too.
And it's not, right? It's
No, you're right. It's
Am I right?
Berenstain.
Everyone thought it was Berenstain.
I thought it was Berenstain. There was
too.
a theme song. There was a cartoon. And they said, there are 4 of us Berenstain Bears. Mother,
Really?
father, sister, and brother. And I'm like, I know it says Berenstain. I look it up on YouTube. No, it says Berenstain because there's a glitch in my matrix.
Yeah, we shifted timelines somewhere.
Oh, it's so,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I blame Harambe. I don't know.
Honestly, I saw a big mural for Harambe the other day. I was so
now your
excited.
anniversary this week,
I
by
was
the way.
in Mount Pleasant, South Carolina last week at my buddy Craig's. Shout out to Craig. What's up?
What's up, Craig?
But yeah, I was at his
Craig.
place and we passed the Harambe thing. I'm
Is
like,
that where it
"Dude."
happened?
No.
Happened
but
in
they had-
Cincinnati.
yeah, but they had a giant Harambe mural.
Are you
on
sure
the
it was
thing.
Harambe and not just another
Oh
monkey?
no! It said "Rest in Power" or something
Oh,
or other. Harambe.
no,
His name was all in bubble
no.
letters.
My favorite was when Queen Elizabeth passed and somebody had Queen Elizabeth in the sky next to Harambe overlooking a football game. It was Alabama or Texas or something.
Of course it
And
was.
it was the
Of course it
greatest.
was.
I was like, this might be my new screensaver.
It's pretty
How
awesome.
how did he die again?
A kid
Some
got
kid
into
went
the,
in and we decided to kill the gorilla.
instead of the kid.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean,
We should have killed the parents.
Yes.
Yep.
Let
And
it happen.
Well, and the kid, what was it? The mom, the parent, she ran a daycare.
Oh.
wait, what?
Yeah.
What?
I swear that's
The
the story. I'll have to
daycare
Google it. But I
mom?
swear she ran a daycare. Everyone's like, "Are you serious?
Oh,
Your
that's-
kid got in a gorilla pit."
That's bad for business.
That's how they
The
advertise.
worst. That is the worst advertising I've ever seen in my life.
They say there's no such thing as bad press. We
There
found
is.
the one.
There is. Oh gosh.
Have you seen the prices for that kind of stuff, or
It's wild.
to have you drop your kid off, or while you go to work? What do they call it, daycare?
yeah.
It's like $8,000 a month or
Okay,
something
so
crazy.
they changed it. It
Crazy.
used to be daycare. It used to be whatever. Then it turned into preschool, and now
Yeah.
they call it something else. It's like pre-K, something or other, something education. I mean,
Early education.
and
early education
they
enrollment.
don't do anything different.
No, of course not.
No.
But they found a way to upcharge. Good for them.
Yeah.
You change the words and make it seem a
Everything is
little bit better.
all about that. Change the words, and you can do all kinds of wonderful things.
So, how was it at the ACM Awards when you got to go on stage and present?
Okay. Here's the backstory of what
Okay.
really happened.
Oh, boy. Okay.
It was incredible. It was a great show. They really did put on a great show. We were at the Star, and the place where we were going to do our announcement was actually in the crowd. So we did the practice the day before. We knew where we were going. Everything is fine. The lady comes to get us, and she pulls us over. And what they didn't account for is in the aisle, everyone is talking to each other, and everyone is standing up. And also at the ACMs, they bring out beer and wine to everyone sitting in the front rows so they don't get up and leave. So there are ushers
That's
walking
smart.
around with trays going, beer, wine, beer. So there's liquid around, crazy people, everyone's talking, and we're standing there. They can't get the camera to us. The camera's trying to get through, and they say 15 seconds, and the camera's not even there.
No.
And so
Oh.
we're looking at each other like, well, what's going to happen now? Because we're live. By the time it got to us, I look, and the teleprompter is off. And so I said to the lady that was there, I was like, teleprompter's off, teleprompter's off, teleprompter's off. Hello, hello, teleprompter's off. Because we don't have a script. We have all these things we have to say. They've told us it's going to be in the prompter. So she reaches up, and I swear to you, she hit the button, and it went, the old school blue screens that you would have like
Yeah.
on a laptop, and it's like next gen is floating across the screen, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be bad. So I've just made it up in my head that I'm going to ad lib everything. And as soon as I said hello, the prompter kicked on.
Oh,
Wow.
And Amber had the script in her hand, and you can see at the very beginning of it, she just throws it on the floor really quick. It's like gets rid of it. So it was really stressful, but it turned out great. It was great.
That's awful.
It was just one of those moments that
sounds
you're
great.
like, well, this isn't going to go the way that we practiced. Everything has kind of gone to hell in a handbasket. We'll make the best of it.
Yeah, I hate that kind of stuff, man.
I
don't
love
like
it.
it.
That for some reason, that kind of adrenaline rush is really like my alley. I like that. I like
Yeah.
it when thing is just it's like
Just off a little bit.
it could go really good. It could go really wrong, and we're just gonna see what happens.
Yeah, there's an energy that comes with doing that stuff live,
Mm-hmm.
especially when it's like kind of chaotic. Bubba hates it.
You do?
Yeah, he
do I?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Yeah. He's like, is there a script? Where's the script?
Well, I did
Oh.
news for so long, so when there was a breaking news or like crazy weather or something like that, there's a rush to that I don't think you ever lose. That's
Oh,
like the
yeah,
adrenaline junkie part.
Man, I can't stand TV people. Why do they talk so weird?
What are you talking about, Big Day?
Why do they do that? Why?
And they all
They
do
try
the
to
down.
teach you that at school.
They teach you the
I
down
got it.
speak.
They're doing it.
Yeah,
Why are they
it's
doing
that-
it?
I don't know. It was that Midwestern, like you don't have an accent. You sound
No,
like
but
this
it's
No,
not
typical
that.
no,
American.
it's not an
I know.
accent.
It's this. Now back to you, Big Day.
Yeah.
It's the
It's-
cadence
it's that-
and the wave and flow.
I said it,
I never did that. I
And then
can honestly
also-
say I never talked like
And
that. on
also
TV.
ending every sentence with whoever's going to talk next, Carson.
yes.
The
Yes.
other issue that we have that you are one of the few that doesn't, when you were doing television, that we're trying to make everybody in news have a personality.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, Kelly actually has one and is an enjoyable person. But when
love
you
you.
watch a lot of, and I go back and I blame the Today Show because we decided to make television
sure.
anchors have personalities. And
Yeah.
it worked with Matt Lauer and Katie Couric. And then subsequently, not everybody's funny. Not everybody has timing. Not like, and there are
Mm.
people you just watch and you go, just shut up. Just shut up and give me the weather. What's
Put
the
this guy on. He
traffic?"
played football.
Right. But like Kelly can riff with literally anyone, and she's a delight, which is why she's a unicorn. But most of your peers, not so much.
You're very sweet. Thank you. Well, here's the thing. I think here's what we're learning. I think. First of all, TV news is really in trouble. Like people don't watch TV news because everything that you want, you can get on your phone and you get it immediately when you wake up. So why would I tune in? So it's really going through an evolution right now. And I have so many friends that are in the industry that are trying to get out. Like they don't want to do this anymore because it's just so much work and the pay isn't there anymore because the revenue's not there, blah, blah, blah. But the interesting thing is people that once did the news are now starting their own shows on YouTube or Instagram Live or, TikTok, and they're having great success because you trust them already. So these like former news anchors are kind of doing their own thing and it's fun to watch. You're like, yeah, now the handcuffs are off of you because you're not emboldened or, held to a certain standard because you're not with NBC or Fox or whatever. Now you're doing your own thing, but I still trust you to know what's going on in the world. And
Yeah.
that's where I'm seeing like this really cool, it's like starting to level out.
Well, have you seen the new AI stuff, the new Google video stuff?
terrifying.
So like, I'm
It's
like,
terrifying.
in a year, like, why do we even
But-
need them at all?
But here's what I will say. I think, how many times have you put something in Chat GPT or whatever and you found an error? Because
all the
all
time.
the time, right?
All the time.
So I do think that the pendulum will swing back to where people that are already a trusted name or already have that kind of built up, I think people will start to go, well, I don't know if that's real. I don't know if that's real. But I watched her, so I believe what she's saying.
I think there's a
yeah,
real.
but I was going to say, but during the Olympics, was it Al Michaels? It wasn't even really Al Michaels.
That's scary.
I mean,
Yeah.
so
Do you know about that?
No.
Okay, so Al Michaels, you know him.
Yeah.
Okay, so they went and got all of his hours of audio of him speaking and whatnot, and so they got it down. And then, the little scroller at the bottom of the screen where
Yeah.
it like says, Smith skirts golden high dive, and it goes to the next one. Da, 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 da. It was taking that information from a computer and sending it through AI and having him read it and him adding his things into it. And adding those little things like that, what I just did. And then all it gets added in and then just goes into the material, the information.
So they're doing real live time
It was all
update.
in real time. Yep.
Oh gosh, that's really scary. Well, and the scary
You
thing
couldn't
is,
tell.
you
Here,
know.
wait, I'll play a little clip. I
Okay.
don't know how much trouble I'll get in for this, but
Okay, great.
Ty Kelly, welcome to your daily
it
Olympic
was supposed to say thank you.
But it
It
says
was
Ty.
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 Oops.
recap, your personal rundown of yesterday's most thrilling Olympic moments.
That's not really him.
That's really
And then
scary.
it did the recaps every day.
Yeah.
Oh,
No one knew.
how much did he get paid for that?
Well, the weird thing is he's still alive.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
So he was able to cash in on this and not have to lift a finger.
Yeah, he said he was glad to do it because he didn't have to go to Paris.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know. That's really scary.
But
So-
did you see, conversely, making the rounds 2 weeks ago, some radio station was doing a Memorial Day
Oh,
concert.
I saw this. And they did an AI generated promo for it, and it was
yes,
horrible.
It was terrible. It was the guy's face because it was video. And it was so clunky and so bad. And they put it out like, yeah, this absolutely works. And people just destroyed it.
Do you
because
think they did that for like on purpose to
No.
put out the bad thing?
I don't think it was on
because
purpose.
if we did it, it would be on purpose.
Yeah, this I felt was they were trying to promote some concert at a beach or something. And I think it was like a bunch of cover bands. So
Right.
it was about as bare budget as you were going to get. So they were like, well, just throw our dude's headshot on there. So they just put the guy's image and had him talking to come see.
Make your
this
photos come
band.
alive.
Yeah.
That-
So that's the thing. You have Al Michaels, who other than the tie part,
Yeah.
that was pretty.
That was
you would have
solid.
fooled me. This guy, no. I mean, it was a shame. So we're still in that. We have a gap. We have a gap where we can.
So how do we trademark all of our voices and faces?
You just do. I mean, so Dee and I actually own our voices.
You do?
Yeah.
You're going to have to show me how to do that. Not that anybody wants mine, but just in case.
But it's your intellectual property
Yeah.
and all that. Yeah. So we had to fight for that, and we fought for it 20-something years ago. So oddly enough, these dumb kids made a really good choice by accident, and so we got it. And so it was a sticking point.
yeah.
But luckily, it paid off because
It was,
now,
yeah. Made
in the
almost 6
future,
months.
I mean, it held up contract negotiations by 6 months.
Yep.
Whoa.
Yeah, but it was
really?
something we're like, oh no, we want to own all of our everything, so all of our likenesses,
Yeah.
voice.
And the other thing is, what are they going to do with it?
yeah,
yeah.
Like you're just it's just a mean thing to do to try and hold that from that's
That's it. They're owning it to sit on it.
Yeah.
right, and that's just a mean thing, you know.
Yeah.
So
So I've always said, I'm like, you know, one day when we retire, you could turn on like whatever channel on the radio, and it could be old stuff of us. We own it all.
What's the Timu version? Like, what is it? It would be like
Little D
Big,
and
Big G and Bob or something. and then it's
what's
just
the kids will call us and
slightly
go,
off.
I listened to was it BMW? Something in BMW.
Yeah,
Big D and BMW.
yeah. Little kids call us all kinds of fun things.
That's awesome.
And getting named after or people naming their livestock us was always good.
Oh, see, that's flattering. They love that. They love you.
It's always like cows and pigs.
I did have somebody call me one day and ask if it was okay if they named their daughter Carson.
Oh,
And they said, we really like your name. I go, cool, because it's fake.
Yeah.
You guys can have the real one.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, it was sweet.
The best move
is
Ben,
awesome.
is for you to say no.
It's trademarked.
No, you can't.
What are they going to do about it?
Send you a bill.
Can't do
You have
that.
to pay for it all the time.
Well, I'll be watching too.
I got my Google alert set.
I've got your number now. It popped up on caller ID. I'll check in on you.
Yeah. So you went to the rodeo last night.
did.
Reba played at Bridgestone in Nashville.
It was.
I saw you got a T-shirt out of it.
I did. I got.
Did you buy it? Or they said give it to you.
I bought this.
Oh,
with
wow.
My own hard U.S. dollars.
Oh,
that
that's
I-
the old school shirt.
It's really cool. They did like a throwback merch. So it's a 1994 like reprint of Reba. So think Reba Big Red Hair, which of course I was drawn to. I do have another shirt that says Nashville's First Rodeo. That was pretty cool that they gave me. But yeah, it was great. I mean, I don't know how many rodeos you've been to. I've
lot.
been to a couple. I'd never sat that close before. And we were like 3 rows away from the chute, and watching the bulls come out of the chute, I really had a moment where I was like, If he doesn't want to stay in this ring, he's going to be in my lap. That thing is
Have you seen the
massive.
videos where sometimes the bulls get
Yes.
out and you're like, oh,
Yes.
Carson's
And
over here going,
Those are my
yeah.
favorite.
I literally was having that moment like, I don't know if I should be this close.
No,
This feels
the
very
chaos, man.
very crazy and a little scary, but it was really cool. And then they had the stage suspended above the arena, and then when the when the bull riding was over, the stage was lowered down into the dirt, and then Reba came out and did her show.
Like instantly?
It took about an hour. It was like an hour turnover.
Okay, I was going to
Yeah.
say, like, if it was instant and everything was pre-wired, that would have been, like, super dope.
And she would have been riding it down like a cloud.
Oh, yes.
That's really what
And
I
they
was
could have had,
hoping.
like lights, and it could have been looking like a spaceship landing.
That would have been the move. They didn't do that, but they did, and they
Losers.
also they were allowing everybody to go into the dirt. Like if you had a certain wristband, you could go watch it in the dirt. And I was like, I don't want to get in that dirt. I just saw what was in that dirt, and you didn't clean it.
Yeah,
like,
right.
That's not just
why
that's
you
not
wear
just
boots.
dirt.
That's why you wear boots. You don't get dressed
Yeah.
up to go to the rodeo.
I had on boots, but they were sparkly. It just wasn't
Tonight is McGraw, right?
wasn't the vibe. No, tonight's Jelly Roll, and then tomorrow night's McGraw.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah. that's
and I
pretty
think
cool.
tonight's sold out.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's gonna be really cool. It's fun to watch it. It's cool that it's happening. Like as you walk up, there are horses all around Bridgestone Arena walking down Broadway, and it's just a cool vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought they were
definitely
going to. You remember they were doing the Grand Prix, and they were going to run down Broadway. They were going to race down Broadway, and then they stopped that.
They
moved it.
had to move it because of there was construction or something that was happening. So they had
Was
to
it
move it
construction for the stadium?
I don't think it was stadium
Oh,
construction,
No,
but
originally, it was going to run down Broadway. They moved it for something. I don't know
It
if
went
it
down to
was,
Mumbrian, didn't it?
Yeah, and they moved it
Yeah.
to Korean War
Yep,
veterans.
Korean. Okay.
So they did that.
go
and-
across the
But it
bridge.
was cool because it included the bridge.
and it was the
every
only
ti-
race that ever went over a bridge. Yeah.
Yes, and every time they would come off the bridge, the cars would bottom out. So there was always like that sketch moment of, are these guys going to bottom out, and is it going to cause some kind of issue or whatever? But it was cool. But right now they've had to move the race out to the super speedway because they're building the new stadium and whatever. And speedways are cool.
Yeah.
But I love the in the city stuff.
Yeah.
The
going-
Cracker Barrel 400's there this weekend.
Yep.
So yeah, we had Brian Blaney come on and talk to us.
From Speedway.
And he's a NASCAR driver. We were just talking about, all the things. And he's like, yeah, the thing about Nashville is that track, he said it's not super forgiving. So there's usually a lot of bumps and bruises that come along with it. So we'll see what happens this weekend.
Yeah, I remember when they built it, I was kind of like, why is this way out of here? It's in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Probably because it was cheap land.
Yeah.
And you need a lot of land to be able to build a super speedway. So you build it out there, and then, it's close enough to where everybody from the city can drive there, and that's why.
Have y'all done a ride along?
No.
You can't fit in the car.
Would you do
You
it?
have to
No.
climb through the window.
I'm not doing that.
Okay. I just
Have
wondered.
you?
I did IndyCar. I did an IndyCar with one of the Andrettis. He was
Wow.
they had it was like a 2-seater, but it's front and back
Mm-hmm.
2-seater. Back when they were still doing those races out at the super speedway.
Yeah.
And that was amazing and terrifying because literally you're going on the straightaway and then the wall is right in front of you and you bank
I know.
and then you're straight and that straightaway seems like it's so far until you're in the car and then you're like, that was 2 seconds and then we're turning again.
Something about going 200 miles an hour that
Something
makes
about it.
things really happen fast.
Yeah.
Have you done Blue Angels?
Yes. I've done a lot of
Did
the
you pass
really
out?
crazy things.
Yeah, because
Didn't-
you're small.
Yeah.
We couldn't do it.
Hi, I'm cute and small. Guess what I get to do? Everything. Nah.
Yeah, we were asked.
No,
we were
this is-
invited to fly with the Thunderbirds.
Yeah,
With the
yeah,
Blue Angels.
yeah.
We were invited to do tandem skydiving
Yeah.
thing with the U.S. Navy something or other demonstration
Golden Knights,
team.
yeah.
The Golden Knights. Yeah. Well, guess what? We've done none of it. None, because there are
So
weight
when they
limits.
offered the tandem skydive
Yeah.
to you two,
You
They-
two together or
They didn't know that they would have
didn't
to
know.
use.
They just knew the brand. They just knew the name.
okay, yeah,
Right,
that's
right,
what I
right.
was
No,
wondering.
They
I'm like,
didn't know that
They're
you
like,
would
oh my
have.
God, you guys are really big.
Well, it's okay. We have a
Jeez.
parachute that we could drop a Humvee from. So I mean,
It's like, we're not going to get to do this until the C-130s start doing their own acrobatics.
That's the the only one I haven't done.
They
I
offered
haven't done
that
one.
to the last time we were offered a ride along or a fly along with the Blue Angels. They said, okay, how tall? How many? Well, you could ride in what are they?
Bertha.
No, it's Big Albert, Fat Albert.
You could ride in Fat Albert.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, I don't want to ride in Fat Albert.
Oh, it's like elementary school all over again.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Well, this is the story. I was still doing news when I was in Evansville, Indiana at WEVV. And somebody walked in our newsroom and just said, "Who wants to fly with the Blue Angels?" And no one raised their hand. And I was like, "I'll do it." And they were like, "Okay, great." I didn't know what that was at the time. I had no clue what I had just volunteered for.
Oh, you didn't even know it was an airplane?
I knew it was, well, they said fly, so I figured it was going to be an airplane.
okay.
But I had zero.
You didn't know what they did, how they did, any of that. Oh,
Y'all,
wow.
I was such a
Do you have it on video?
novice. Yeah.
Did you puke?
No.
Did you pass out?
No, but I tunneled out. So I went blind. I
Yeah.
couldn't see anything, but I was still awake. It was
You think you were awake? You were
Crazy.
sleeping.
no, I mean it was the craziest experience, but I went home and I told my husband, I said, "I volunteered to fly with the Blue Angels," and he's like, "Do you know what you just signed up for?" And I said, "No." And so he showed me a video and I was like, "Oh God, how do I get out of this?" But it was too late at that point. But no, it was incredible. And I'm so glad that I got a chance to do it. It was really terrifying, but also exhilarating.
And that guy, when the pilot walked out, looks like Captain America.
Totally didn't, no sweat. I came out looking like someone had done the ice bucket challenge. Like I was covered in sweat, looked kind of green, like I might throw up at any second. And I'm smiling in this sad little, here I am. He had no beads of sweat on him at all, literally crisp uniform and hat, just
Yeah.
hair was perfect.
Yeah.
My favorite is
Yeah.
whenever they pass out, and then the pilot is just waiting,
Mm-hmm.
and they hear him snore,
Right.
and then all of a sudden when they stop, they go, "And welcome back."
He said, "Are you with me?" And I said, "Yeah, but I can't see anything." And he's like, "It'll come back." And I'm like, "Please tell me it will, because this is terrifying." The worst part was you had the microphone and you had a helmet on. And at one point, I somehow unhooked the microphone. And I had a panic attack that I've just broken this very expensive piece of something. And so the end of the video is just video of me trying to figure out how to get the microphone attached to the helmet again, because I thought I was going to have to pay for it.
I think you get.
It's great.
You
Don't-
paid for it already.
I sure did. I sure did.
Many times over. I think you get one chance to do that.
Yeah.
And they like
That's
for
it.
media, they get one in your lifetime.
Yeah, that you sign a book, and then if your name's in the book, you don't get to do it again.
Yeah. You know whose name's not in that book?
I'm
Ours.
sorry.
Yeah, you know what I also love? I love that Big D has the ultimate get out of jail card. What do you say all the time?
Oh, I'm too tall.
Yeah, he's too
Okay.
tall.
I am too tall.
I don't get that. I don't get to say I'm too tall.
I'm also too fat, wide, whatever you call it. I'm all that too. But it's the same thing you did earlier. You're like, I mean, you're a big guy. I mean, you're tall. That's what all girls do that all the time to me.
You are tall.
No, yeah, I got it. But
So do
I
I.
got it. But I'm also fat, and it's a thing where they like you go, oh, you're a big guy. I mean, yeah, I mean, you're so tall, and I'm like, I got it. You girls don't have to do that. I'm not a girl. I'm fine. I'm a big boy. I can take it.
Listen, I will tell you, if there's one thing that I did that if you ever get offered, it's a hard pass, is to fly in the Goodyear blimp. Have you done that?
No.
Is it slow?
It is literally the worst thing I think I've ever done, because not only is it slow, but it is a constant. You think that it's just kind of maybe an up and down, but it is like almost being on a boat. And you're moving the
So it
entire
rolls?
time. So it rolls. So you're going left and right and dipping and up and left and right.
Oh yeah, it's a balloon.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we were trying to fly from, I don't remember where we were. I was doing something with the Titans. And we were trying to fly to the stadium. And we got halfway there. And I looked at him and I'm like, we're going back. And he said, really? And I was like, I cannot do this anymore. It was the worst feeling of being seasick in the air. And it moves at a glacial speed. So you're just
See,
up there
I've
like,
done
get
hot air.
me out of here. I
I've done
can't
the
handle
hot air balloon thing, and
Yeah.
I didn't experience any of that way.
Right.
But the blimp, it rolls around and pitches and yaws.
And it wasn't great weather, so that probably was part of it. But oh no, just hard pass. Yeah.
Carson loves to fly.
Yeah, I'm like, you
She
couldn't
hates
get me in any of this. My gosh. I'd be like, nope, I'll drive and follow you. That's fine.
See,
I'll film you from below. There you are.
I don't do it anymore. I think I got older and wiser. This was all when I was a young
No, good for you, man.
pup. I don't do any of that anymore.
Can't go any longer without saying that Kelly is the first female host of the Grand Ole Opry
Thank you.
in the history of
Thank
the Opry.
you. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And it's very cool. I remember I was listening to your first night.
I know you texted me.
Yeah, I thought it was really
I
cool.
was terrified.
It's bad.
That one was really like I don't want to go back and listen to that air check because I know that was rough.
No, it was great. No, it sounded good.
It was scary. That's one of those where you're like, this is the longest running radio show in history, and they just put me in charge of it. Oh God!
And you're going to London.
Yeah, we are. Isn't that
That's
crazy?
so exciting.
It's really cool. So this is our 100th year of being on the air, and we are taking the show overseas for the very first time. This will be the first international broadcast of the Grand Ole Opry in September. We're at Royal Albert Hall. It's incredible lineup: Luke Combs, Ashley McBride, Carly Pierce, Darius Rucker, and Marty Stewart. And then we have some UK artists that are going to be in the mix. But it sold out in like 3 minutes. So
Why
yeah.
is country music? Because there are so many international listeners to our show.
Mm-hmm.
Why is country music such an attractive thing to people from Great Britain or even any other European country?
Don't you think it's because that's where it started? I mean, if you think about it and you listen to like Irish folk music or even some of the folk music, that's really kind of where country music got its
bluegrass
roots.
was the Scottish.
Sure.
And, yeah. So
It's some of that instrumentation, but I think a lot of it is just it's authentic. People love something that's real to them. I mean, you know, it's fun to dance to pop music. It's fun to listen to, you know, like stuff in your car when you're trying to get excited if you've got on, you know, pop or whatever. But if you just really want real live music where you feel like you're connected to somebody, you can't beat country. I mean, country is the genre that speaks to people.
although lately I have seen a lot of people doing less live in their shows,
Yeah.
and it's kind of irking me.
Yeah.
Because country music is the last bastion of real.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
And-
Like
Yeah, the playing to
lip syncing?
tracks and
Oh,
doing the lip syncing and all of that stuff is. Look, I get it. You're trying to make your show bigger and better and whatever, but country, we were born in bars.
Yeah.
You know, this is where it's honky tonks. It's like where you go and things don't always go great and it's not always perfect. I just think sometimes we worry too much about presentation than being real about it.
Well, I think that truly to the UK audience, from what I understand, they just listen differently. Everybody that goes over there is like, oh, it's so different because they really lean in and listen to the lyrics so much so that sometimes it's too quiet and they're like, oh, they hate this. They're hating my set. And then at the end, everyone applauds and is loving it, but they're really trying to take it in. And I do know now the thing that's really interesting with it catching fire over there, they have their own chart. So I am now, because I get to do a show with Absolute Radio Country called the Nashville Show, and it's on the weekends. It's through the week and then also on the weekends over there. But they'll send me the UK charts, and the UK charts and our charts are completely different. The songs that are taking off over there, like they are so far ahead of us with some of the songs. Like some of the stuff from
Like
Morgan's
album
new album.
tracks?
Yeah. Some of the stuff from Morgan's new album already at number 1. It hasn't even been released here.
Yeah, but that's kind of the same here, though. Morgan is number 1. What is he?
1 through 7.
1 through 10, I thought
Yeah.
the other day. It was like he is the top 10.
Right. But it is fascinating stuff that wasn't released here as a single has gone to number 1 over there. So yeah, their charts are different, but it is fun to watch what they are loving versus what we are loving. So there is a little bit of a difference, but they love country, that's for sure.
When are you going over there?
September.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's
Do
awesome.
you remember?
I know. It is the 21st night of September is when I fly out.
What?
I know. I was very excited when I booked the ticket. I was singing that in my head. So
How do people find you?
well, do you
She's
want me to give
right
my
here,
address?
dude.
Because I live by you.
She's right there in front of you.
But I want to ask her about one thing because the Opry 100 show that was on NBC, a very special moment happened right in front of Kelly.
Yeah, that was
What?
crazy.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah,
happened?
Carrie Underwood was on stage doing a tribute to Randy Travis, and somehow my seat was right behind Randy Travis. So when Carrie came down and gave him a hug at the end of that, you can see me trying not to cry, standing behind them, looking awkwardly and clapping like, oh, this is great, but also I don't want to cry. The crazy thing was Carrie hugged him and her face went behind his head. And I looked at her face and she's starting to cry. And then I'm like, okay, now I'm really going to cry because Carrie's crying. But then also there's that camera that's staring at me.
Yeah.
So, but it was really special.
I bet your phone blew up.
It did. It was funny. It was like, did I just see you like staring awkwardly at Carrie Underwood's face? Yes, that was me.
Sure was.
I sure was. My moment of fame. It was great.
Well, we love you. Thanks for
you.
coming in and doing this.
Thank you.
We
And
appreciate it.
thanks-
Plug your podcast.
Yes, I got to tell everybody. Well, first of all, Y'all Access.
Y'all Access.
Y'all helped me start Y'all Access.
That's the
And
best show.
It's
It
so
really
fun.
is.
It's so fun.
It really is. Y'all do such a good job on that show.
you. Thank
and,
you.
And it's
And
like
it's
it's
also still a wonderful name.
yes, the best name.
You know, how was there never a Y'all Access before?
So
I
Brothers
don't-
Osborne said that.
That was it. John Osborne tweeted it, and I immediately got the trademark. And I've told him many times, I'm like, dude, I owe you for this. But yeah, Y'all Access with Kelly Sutton. We're over 50 affiliates now, which is amazing. On the weekends, we kind of do a wrap up of all the fun things that are happening in Nashville. And then I have a podcast that's called Country Heat Weekly. It's on Amazon Music, and we drop new episodes every Thursday. And then I host the Opry on Tuesday nights and other nights. And then
And WSMAM
and I do
mornings.
WSM in the mornings.
And now we know why you're married, because he never sees you.
That's
And you guys can never fight.
That's true.
because you're never around each other.
25 blessed years. We've seen each other probably 7 out of the 5. So yeah, but it's really fun. But thanks for having me.
You want to hear
over
the
here, guys.
you want to hear the best AI song jingle ever made?
Yes.
No, here we go.
Don't forget we have the Jason thing coming up too.
Oh, this was the podcast, but now it's over. But that's okay, because you can listen to the regular show on the radio every day.
Here's where I come in.
It was the Big D and Bubba Weekly Podcast.
The Big D and Bubba Weekly Podcast.
It's pretty great, isn't it?
The
I kinda
Big
dig
D
it.
and Bubba Weekly Podcast.
The Big D
Just says
and
it over and
Bubba
over.
Weekly Podcast.
When are you guys making this?
We can't tell you.
Computer world.
Okay.
Garage. Garage.